Waka, what's up, and welcome back to the channel for yet another FC Finch Eaglemoss review. And yeah, getting down there in terms of the ships that I do own on my person, but that is okay because we got a few new products coming in, and of course, even if we stop for a little while, we will have more ships to review. But today, we are going to take a look at the last Klingon ship that I do have in my possession, the Klingon Raptor. And of course, if you don't know what that ship is, that's okay, because this ship was so obscure, and again, I know there's a lot of obscure ships in Star Trek, but Enterprise is specifically notorious for this. I forget the episode, but there was an episode of Enterprise where a Klingon ship was trapped in this atmosphere of this planet. Again, I don't remember the episode in full. Enterprise is a series I watched the least. That was this ship. This ship was in one episode of Enterprise for a few minutes, and again, we gotta love Eaglemoss because they created a model of it. And as you're gonna find out, this is actually a pretty fine model and a pretty cool looking ship. It's a shame we did not get to see that much of it. I say that a lot about Klingon ships, the Vorcha, the Negvars, that, you know, whenever we saw them getting their butts kicked, and this ship was no different. But we are going to take a look at it today, and of course, we all know how this goes. We're going to take a look at the magazine first. So this is the Klingon Raptor. There is the Raptor, looking all badass, got a fleet of Raptors there. You can tell it's kind of got the augment ship-esque look with the curved back wings. We'll talk about that. It's the Raptor class, launched in the 22nd century. It's a length of 145 meters, so not long at all, and 4 decks. It's like the Defiant of Klingon ships, almost. All right, and of course, there we have our stand instructions. Of course, we have Klingon Raptor, writing Sleeping Dogs, designing the ship, and on screen, I guess that was the episode name. Again, I don't watch Enterprise very often, so I do apologize if you are a fan of it, and feel free to correct me in the comments. It is a Raptor class. It is a scout ship in the 22nd century, a length of 145 meters. Hey, we said all this. It is 4 decks and 12 crew members, kind of like a bird of prey, and it's got disruptors and photon torpedoes, as all Klingon ships should. And then, of course, we have the various up-close shots of this ship. And then, of course, let me bring the camera up just a wee bit. And, of course, we have a nice frontal shot of the Klingon Raptor in the 22nd century. Raptor-class vessels mounted raids along the borders of the Klingon Empire. And there we have some shots from Enterprise. We got Captain Archer himself, Captain Jonathan Archer, or that guy from Quantum Leap. And then, of course, we have all of these shots. Here's the ship in the episode which we see it in Enterprise, of course, helping the Klingons out. And then, of course, the thing I love Eaglemoss for is we get these nice orthographic views of a ship that is otherwise unknown to us, and probably unknown to a lot of people that are just the casual viewers of Star Trek. I know a lot of the heavy fans already, you know very well what the ship is, but for the casual watchers that still like watching Star Trek but don't know every little detail, this is great because it kind of gives you, it's like, whoa, that was a completely different ship. And, of course, we got some nice shots from Enterprise. Got Hoshi, T'Pol, and the one security guy, again, I forget who his name is. And of course we have hey, I can see my house from here. That's I remember that episode from Enterprise. And of course we have them on the decon, and then of course we have the crew, more shots from Enterprise, more shots from the episode, I guess it was called Sleeping Dogs. And then of course we have some sketches and whatnot. Gotta love the sketches, gotta love all that they seeing all the work that they put into these various ships. And then, of course, we have a couple more orthographic views of the ship. We have a couple sketches of the ship, a couple signed sketches, and written in Klingon as well, like that. Kapla! And, of course, then we have a little final on screen. And then, of course, we have a final upper orthographic view of the Klingon Raptor. And, of course, we have our typical stand instructions, and this is one of the stands I glued because it was probably a problem child. And this is more like most other Klingon ships. You just go around the little pylons, and it sits quite firmly. You can see it's got a nice upward stance, looking like it's going up into outer space. And let's take a look at the Raptor. And funny story about this ship. This was a free ship for me back in 2017 when I started collecting. I did get on the subscription for a few weeks until I said, I'm gonna just collect the ships I want. And this was when they were offering a free ship, so I got this ship for free in addition to the Enterprise D, which was issue number 1. So yeah, pretty cool there. And so let's review my free ship. And first thing you notice, this ship is heavy. This ship has a lot of weight. It's like, I think this is almost all steel, which is pretty cool. Just great to see that kind of weight given to such an unknown ship. Got this nice venting detail and got the red in there. It looks really good. In fact, this ship has a lot of subtle red details that you can just kind of tell how menacing it is. Got some nice molded detail up at the end of the boom. Boom supported by 2 additional pylons. They look really good. They feel really bulky too. Like, it's not like the D4 where it's not like this material right here, which is kind of this like stringy, wiry stuff. This is like heavy material. Like, you ain't busting this. Moving on to the bottom again, more of that venting detail, which I absolutely love. It's got that red backing, looking very cool. And then if we look on the front, so you can see this kind of coppering detail. It's kind of vented and a very copper vibe, looking really sharp. There, got the Klingon symbol and got this nice kind of molding extrusions all around the nacelle pylons. Nacelles front and center, and you can kind of see some subtle red in there for the warp coils. They look like they're really armored nacelles. So again, got lots of molded detail. No transparent plastic on this guy, but that's okay. This, I think, no, I don't think any transparent plastic. Then, of course, we move to the back. We got some red detailing in here for the thrusters. We got some blue details right here. This is really nice how they filled that out. There's really tiny details of blue. Got some more venting down here. And then you can see more of that molded detail along the wings, looking really sharp. Again, there's the red for our excuse me, oh darn, I always forget the term in the nacelles, whatever. We're not going to get it. And then, of course, you see got some more molded detail along the side of the bridge. Looks like a little access port, which is pretty cool how they got that in there. And then we got a little bit of red in here. Kind of hard to see, but it is there. And again, got probably what I consider your torpedo launcher under there. But no, just a really good ship. It's a small ship, but man, this thing is mighty. It's got a lot of detail packed into it, which is especially cool for just a ship that we don't really see all that often. And for a couple quick comparisons, let's bring in its bigger brother, the D5, or bigger, quote unquote, and you could just see that right off the bat. I mean, obviously, Eaglemoss never going for the scaling, but you could just see that the D5, which is supposed to be bigger, is just kind of the same size model-wise. Both really nicely detailed, especially considering how little we see them. And you can just see the relationship with one another. I said this a lot during my D5 review, and not to bag on Discovery, because I do enjoy some aspects of Discovery, but this is the lineage that I'm more used to when it comes to Star Trek. Just, you know, these ships looking like they do. I love how they kind of have that opposite nacelle formation. You see the nacelles perked upwards on the Raptor and perked downwards on the D5, and then of course let's get a side view in there, and you just see this, like, they kind of connect. It's like they can form this 2-pronged assault, looking really good there. So there it is with the D5. And last but not least, let's bring in another Enterprise ship. We'll bring in, I don't have the Enterprise NX-01, so we're bringing her refit, and of course the refit was a special edition. Otherwise, I think roughly the NX-01 model would be the same size as this, or a little bit, or roughly bigger. But here we go, nice upper view with those. You can see, let's get them side by side, just like that, so you can kind of see everything. And then, of course, moving to the bottom, we'll get it from the side real quick there so you can see how that works out. And lastly but not leastly, we will look from the front, and so you can kind of get an idea of how that looks. It's kind of hard to see, but yeah, there we go for comparisons. So let's summarize, and there we have it for the Eaglemoss Star Trek Official Starships Collection, issue number 41, the Klingon Raptor. And yeah, again, Eaglemoss does it by giving us a really stellar model for such a really obscure and very unseen, unheard of ship. Again, this ship, it's got a great weight to it. I love the nice subtle details. You know, it's got that militaristic Klingon feel, but I do like the nice touches of red, the nice venting detail, the copper in there. Again, I really dig how that was added. Again, lots of molded detail, really good, and a really nice weighty feel in your hands. Cannot stress that enough. And definitely, this model, I believe it is available on masterreplicas.com. It should be relatively cheap to pick up. So definitely, for something quick to add to your collection, especially if you're a fan of Klingon ships, I do give it a high recommend. It's nothing that I personally seek out, but hey, I got it for free, and again, if I got it for cheap, I would definitely grab it. So, and it does definitely have it definitely warrants warrants a place in your collection. And that being said, you can check out MasterUpBecause and RealMerch.com. I'll put a link down in the description below so you can go and get yourself some Star Trek ships at reasonable prices. And that being said, if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, I urge you to consider subscribing. I do Eaglemoss ships as often as I can, as well as some other figures and cool stuff from other franchises. And also, if you found this video fun and informative, hit that like button down below. And that being said, that is going to conclude the review. Follow me on TikTok. Thank you so much for watching. I have been SC Finch. Kapla!